Come on. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Felt the risk, I was never at the hit. I would never get this off my chest, though. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off.
Oh, I had to get back up. I had to get back up. I can't take no loss. You better call back up. I'm running it down to finish. I don't play, get down to get it. Talk about that, come slide, I'm with it. Better see me now, on God, I'm lit it. I know that you tryna go big. Better run up the cash, you love to spend. Better kill it and did it again. I'm with the intent, no, I'm down to win. I can't feel bad about it. I know you sad about it. Know you sad about it. Know you sad about it.
I just got bags from Prada, rolling up. I'm in a brand new model. It'll be here tomorrow. I don't got fears or problems. Only got real ones round them. Only got. It take a week to count it. Then I'm back up. Name the place and we pack up. Running these racks up. 100 meals a week after.
And, Coach, we are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome here in New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
Ready. Yellow lady. 55. Kill, kill.
Watch the slap.
Mike, 55. Check. Here we go. Come off the ball.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. Leighton Vander Esch, third in the NFL in tackles as a rookie last year. There on the stop. Well, the returns for the Cowboys on Leighton Vander Esch have been pretty good so far. You know, a lot of Cowboy Nation questioned when they took him number 19 overall a season ago instead of Calvin Ridley. But Leighton Vander Esch would get 140 tackles last year, franchise rookie record for Dallas en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. 22 yards there, a first down.
Here we go.
Clearly, every time the Saints put together a game plan, they plan to get Michael Thomas involved early and often. 125 catches in 2018, the most in the NFL. Not bad for a kid in Pop Warner football that only played the minimum number of plays every game.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 46-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Push him back. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Murray. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Lutz good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. Throwing. Prescott. Caught by Cobb. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 25-yard line.
Four receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Here's Prescott. And Gresham has it left side. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Right here, right here. Watch left, watch left, watch left. We go 46. We got 3.
On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Well, the Fake punt gets only a yard, but that's enough to pick up the first. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
At the 22-yard line.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Even. 4 down. Even.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Hey, easy. Hey, no, look at that. Hey, we got Mike 50. Mike 50.
To throw is Breeze. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Ready.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Kill.
Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Check pass. Check pass.
Mike 50.
Hey, kill.
Run you over. I'm going to run you over. He's checking. Crack.
From the gun, it's Breeze. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Come on, one thing for sure, you know that Michael Thomas is going to be the target on a 3rd down pass, and Drew Brees finds him and keeps this drive moving.
Mike, ready. Yellow lady. Sammy. Right. He's top.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Come on. 11. 55, Mike, 55. Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Mike 55. Watch the
Breeze now to throw. The catch made over the middle by Ginn. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
His 13th NFL season now, Ted Ginn, still a reliable target for Drew Brees. 787 yards in 2017, just 5 games last year due to injuries, but he still has the wheels.
95, 56. Quit talking about it. Hey, kill. Ready, attack.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Ready? Yellow lady. 50. Check right 50. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
Hey, easy. 36. Hey, 50.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Ready. Blue 80.
50. Mike 50.
21.
Check 26. Check 26.
Shotgun now for Breeze. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now Breeze. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0.
Makes the score Saints 14, Cowboys nothing.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Tavon Austin. And now it's 3rd down.
He was covered by Prince Amukamara.
Here we go. Go right in.
Check back 47. Man, let's get that ball here. Let's get that ball right here.
47.
Go 7 to Mike. Go 7 to Mike. Here we go.
26.
Here's Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Alex Anzalone drops him for a 4-yard loss there, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. Returnable here for Davis. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're...
And now nothing but green ahead of him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Elliott. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play call?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Mike 56, Mike 56. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott. This one complete to Gresham. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Rip left, rip left.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the 1st. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. From just shy of midfield, Prescott. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line.
It's a gain of 17.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2. At the Saints' 24-yard line.
From the 24, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Prescott down. Cooper's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And this is Clark. It's Cooper. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. To the air again, Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper. His 2nd touchdown on the season as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Now Breeze. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. Now we get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to air this thing out deep for looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. So we reach halftime. One-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Amari Cooper, his intended receiver, and it's second down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Check, 47. Let's go, defense.
A second down throw for Prescott. And Gresham, the tight end, brings it in. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott yet again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. Davis now to return it. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the lead here Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut him down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. They fake the give. Here's Breeze. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. Here's Thomas Morstead now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away.
Let's go. Let's do it. At their own 45-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position back.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other.
3rd and 10.
Ready. Yellow lady. Check Mike 54. Here we go. Here we go. I got wide. I got wide.
Mike 5-4.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Open man is Michael Thomas.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, Delta.
Breeze now on 1st down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Breeze, wide open receiver, complete. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 12-yard line.
Ready? Yellow lady. 54. Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Will Parks there in coverage to knock it away.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw, it's Breeze. That is caught. Traquan Smith. Touchdown, Saints. Traquan Smith, his first touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Lutz with the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Pull it together.
Throwing. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on 3rd down. Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Here's Prescott. And he's got Gresham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
1st down, Cowboys.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Big stop, let's go.
Hey, kill.
And again, it's Prescott. Blitz coming, and down he goes. David Onyemata busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 42. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Well, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking to get it into his receiver, Cooper, and it's 3rd down. Prescott to throw. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Right back to Cooper, and he got him again. A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. He's got the first down inside the 10. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 16 yards, a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. They'll throw again. Prescott. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now the Cowboys go timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
After the sack on first down, Prescott to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. Intended that time for Cooper. All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we made 1 more play, could have had our shutout.
Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Let's go,
They get this again. Jet sweep. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards there. First down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
They go play action here on first down. That is caught at the 7. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
First and goal at the 7-yard
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on first and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Xavier Woods on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they